Welcome back to the Four Color Freakout, the Four Color Fossil program that is the creation of Micah, Graphic Man, and he'll be back in 2 weeks from tonight. And tonight, not as many fossils have shown up, but we've got a few and a few coming. In fact, it's a very sparse night, but hopefully more. And you too, out there in the vast wasteland of the internet, if you're watching, but if you're watching now, you want to come on, just click on the link and you can visit with us. So let's. I'm starting to get an echo. That's becoming a trend. Okay, let's see who we've got. We've got Jambo Comics. We'll have Kevin from City Comics in a few moments, and Eric Breen's trying to get in. If someone would be so kind that has a computer set up where you can, because I just have my phone here, if you could cut and paste that link, I just put it in the chat and put it on Eric Breen's Twitter, then he can show up. And Lead Paint is here, making a lucky 13 people here in the chat. My goodness. I've kind of got a stomach flu, so I'm going to probably have to be going to Jambo quite a bit. I was hoping we'd have a whole Brady bunch of comic book Illuminati figures, but unfortunately,
everybody's sick and just busy. So
yeah,
it's kind of limiting, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll still see some great stuff and show some fun things.
So, it's our Crumb's birthday today, and just uncovered a stash of weirdo. This is what he did in the 1980s.
Oh yeah.
This wasn't at most comic shops. You'd have to go into places with names like Pipe Dream to get to this. But it's definitely from the 80s. It's got an ad for the Subgenius cult out of Dallas. This was his attempt to do a magazine. He later in the run of Weird, he's trying to make it look like an older magazine with the old old looking ads. And it's not as shocking as some of the 60s stuff. And then he does some of these photo, like 1940s photo spreads like they would do in the. It's a good magazine.
Is that a magazine or a square bound?
No, these are magazines.
Okay.
And so weirdo number 2. I'm trying to consult. I've got all these magazines. I've got them all spread out in this living room here, and I've got all the boxes spread out, and I'm trying to get them organized. And I know I have weirdo number 2, but it's in some other box. See, it's made to look very much like a Kurtzman cover. But he'll have he'll put in new artists that trying to make sure these pages are appropriate to show on television.
That's the trick with Crumb.
Same time period. There's another great comic. Neat stuff. Peter Bagg.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one before. The other two have not.
Definitely worth picking up. There's a lot of independent weird stuff coming out back then. This artist, I've got some original paintings by this artist. His name is XNO. I've also heard people pronounce it Zeno. He's out of, I think, Tennessee. This is Frankenpop. He did a lot. He's done probably 1,000 paintings of this hybrid of Frankenstein and Popeye. And this is a 3D issue. There's another one of his paintings.
Wow.
There was I can't show you that painting. He had a showing at an art gallery, an underground art gallery in Dallas years ago. That there were some amazing paintings. This guy has all the same influences that we do. Some more of his art.
Oh, I like that one.
He does a lot of paintings of the Flintstones and the Jetsons, but twisted versions of them, and Frankenberry and Count Chocula and stuff. And this is also a 3D one. When was this 3D trend? This is
That had to be in the 80s, right? Early 80s?
I think that's... Man, my eyes are so bad. 1992.
Okay.
This one doesn't have his artwork, but it's about the attack on comic books in the 50s. There's Frederick Wortham on the back.
Wow.
But it's all who is the artist in this? Oh, story by Ray Zone, art by Chuck Roblin. This is 1993. Well,
so instead of getting like the McFarlane and the other stuff, you were getting the
cool
stuff
kids.
like this.
He's been inspired by a comic to hit his friend with a brick, and she's sharpening the knife because she's read these crime comics. So these are all the scenarios that are in Dr. Wortham's mind. Yeah, this is worth seeking out. Forbidden 3D. Yeah, that's what I was doing because I got burned out. I don't know, the mid 80s. A lot of people that are a little bit younger than me love that period, but to me, that's when everything was dying. A lot of things that people love. I mean, I loved Watchmen, but it was like a beginning towards something I didn't like. And I didn't like, I loved the artwork and the storyline was great in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it was killing the wonderful universe of DC that I had loved. And then over at Marvel, they were and I know people love Secret Wars, but to me, it just looked like they were trying to sell toys. Of course, I was in college. If I had been 10, maybe I would have seen it differently. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't like the black suit of Spider, so I kind of started collecting more records and things and these kind of books. And so I completely missed out on Venom and a lot of that stuff that a lot of people cherish. I completely missed.
I didn't like the black suit either, right?
What's that?
I didn't like the black suit either. I thought it was kind of a cop out. The artist just to take an easy way out of drawing the Spider-Man costume.
Oh yeah, all those lines. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
that's probably why they did it.
That is one of the reasons.
Is it?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah.
How you doing, Eric?
Yeah, a couple of the artists said, "Yeah, we didn't mind." You know.
It's like the animators in the 60s. They just we'll only draw the webs on the head. So, how you doing, Eric?
I'm kind of in the same boat you are.
Organizing?
That too. That's perpetual, in perpetuity. No, I feel like shit.
Oh.
That's going around. I don't know. Everybody's getting
I must have the new variant. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what I'm afraid. I mean, I'm not afraid of that. I have this. I'm afraid of if I go back when I go back to work tomorrow, if I start out, if I'm still feeling like crap, they take it way more serious than I do. And
they'll say, we must have that. Yeah. I don't know, man.
So if you need the day off, just go in there hacking a little bit, right?
Well, I was there yesterday, filing stuff, and that's up and down on the floor and moving stuff around, and I'm old and out of shape, so I probably wore myself down, maybe more susceptible to picking up some slight whatever. I mean, today I work from home, and I could do that no problem. I mean, I've you created a box of back issues, but that's pretty much sitting on my ass and going with the price. That's a little easier.
Yeah. Well, I've been moving these magazine boxes, and a few things that I've moved around the house today is it's kind of hurt my back. Not horribly, but there are a few flare-ups there. Yeah, these magazine boxes, some of them can be really bad. Some paper and some books are a lot.
I've been carrying boxes upstairs, and I keep them, like the older stuff I put in short boxes, and then the newer stuff I kind of keep them separated. A short box of new comics is about as heavy as a long box of the stuff we like. So it's like,
really?
God, it's
that paper, I guess, right?
Well, it definitely is. I mean, the glossy cover and then the glossy pages.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pick up first time I learned that, when I picked up a long box full of cross-gen comics, I thought I was going to die. And I was probably my early 50s at the time. I said, now I don't know that I'd even want to attempt it.
Oh, so Graphic Man got you the link, it looks like here.
Hey, Micah.
Very good. Thank you, Micah. Lead Paint says, hey, Micah. Oh, Gotham's waiting for us in the wings there.
All right. Kevin's always got cool stuff.
So has...
How you guys doing?
Good.
My bad, guys. Sorry.
It's all right. It's not as... It's like not as bad as Myers.
The foghorn.
Like semi is rammed into his. So, who wants to go next? I guess that was my turn.
I'll go if you need me to.
Okay. Oops, I forgot how to do it. I hit the wrong button.
All right. All right.
That was your voice, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm just kind of ill prepared today. I just picked up a few books at my local shop. Some things I kind of already had, but I signed up for a con. I'm going to be selling some books and stuff at a con in Richmond, Kentucky.
Oh.
So if anybody in Kentucky wants to come to this con, come on out and buy a bunch of books from old Jambo. And I upgraded my Hulk 106.
So are you going to be selling your old one?
Yeah, it's in rough shape, though. Do you need one?
Yeah, I don't think I have that one. It might be good to sell them on the show. Maybe you should do a live.
It's pretty rough. I don't know if anybody... I mean, it's all there, but it's just it's been read a lot.
Is the cover still attached?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want it, I'll send it your way.
Well, I mean, what were you going to sell it for at the con?
Nothing. I mean, And I picked this up today.
Oh, shoot.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's got a big tape pull or something out of the middle of it there. And a big crease.
Is that? It looks like someone got after it with an X-Acto blade.
Well, it's creased. It's kind of weird.
It's creased. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What is
there.
the crease that goes to the? Is that a crease that goes to the balloon and through the Hulk's chest?
Yeah. No, and then somebody tore something out there also. So.
Okay, that's still got to be a pretty valuable. But what does it? Does that?
I gave $40 for that.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. So, but it's got its problems. Like I said, it's got a spine roll, and somebody tried to repair the spine with some tape over here, and it's got that piece out right there and that crease. But, I don't know. It's still a Hulk 6.
Yeah.
So and I was looking at my True Believers copy there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how well they matched the coloring, and it looks like they did a pretty good job.
They were pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, Jambo, that one your left hand's in. You should hang on to that one. You just send me the other one. I mean, I had that beat up one.
You have this one. Yeah, it's old, got a beat up. Anyway,
all right, Micah, right? I'll bid 42.
Yeah, who wants old comics? The new ones are so much better. They're
look at this. I got this for the show because I figured some kid would see this, right? Shiny black suit Spider-Man. So there you go, kids.
Yeah,
you're up to 43, Jambo. You've already a net $3.
All right, just making profit here. What about some Western stuff?
Yeah, I loved him on Howard Stern, Billy West.
It's a Schomburg, Alex Schomburg. Oh, Billy West on Howard Stern.
Yeah. You remember him?
No, I don't remember him. I remember Beetlejuice and his other sidekick.
Well, Billy West was the guy that did the voice of the cat in Ren and Stimpy, which was Stimpy, right? And then John Kricfalusi got fired from his own creation, and he did the voice of Ren, and then Billy West took over the voices of both of the characters. And then Howard Stern hired him, and he was really funny, except he was really addicted to a lot of bad things, and at one point he tried to kill himself by stabbing himself repeatedly. And that's the last I know. I guess he's still alive, but
that's a hard way to do it. I mean, if I was going to off myself, I think I'd find something better or easier way to do it.
Yeah, there was a time I was really into Howard Stern, and then he went to pay radio, and it wasn't as funny, and now he's a completely not funny and ultra.
There you go, Micah.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm talking over your turn.
Oh, you're fine. No. I like the interaction. Else I'm just some idiot standing here or sitting here showing books.
Graphic Man compliments your Woody Woodpecker. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
Why, thank you, Micah.
Hopefully that won't become a new inside joke on the show.
What about a Nancy and Sluggo? Making popcorn in the oven. Did they do that back in the day? I remember Jiffy Pop, but I don't remember ever making it in the oven. Doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, I don't. Well, that was before microwaves, and
right.
I think there was something that was marketed in the 50s in like a pan. That
it was a stovetop. It would rise up like a pregnant woman.
That was the Jiffy Pop. You'd stick it up there and shake it over top the burner,
but you don't put it in the oven, so that's what the joke is there.
But Superman getting him a little lip action there.
Isn't there another cover very similar to that where he's got
a couple? Girl? I think there's a Jonah Hex that's similar.
Jonah Hex too, yeah.
And was there a Legion cover that was similar to that? Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I'm thinking of something where Superman's kissing a jungle girl.
Oh yeah, they did that in. Oh my gosh! Hang on a second.
Of course, you got it at your fingertips.
Yeah, you got to bring me there, Eric. So I can see.
Well,
I think he's got it. Let me give you the full layout for a second.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, it's the same basic thing.
Yeah,
sort of.
What? I missed that one. How did I miss that one?
That's obviously something you got to seek out because of.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on my list.
Again,
new book, right?
This was not rehearsed.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
It's amazing, I tell you.
To go for it.
He's got like a sixth sense when it comes to that kind of stuff.
That is literally the stack of books because the box I'm doing is not exactly great, stuff. But I was literally like 2 books from where I left off to come on here.
That's that one. I bought that at an antique store while the Rodney King riots were happening, because I remember hearing that on the radio in the stores. I remember vividly picking that issue up.
Wow. This is the bulbous head Superman.
Yeah, that one has a lot of people make jokes about that cover that we shouldn't probably do on Micah's.
Yeah,
This
I
is
can
Micah's
only
show.
imagine.
We need to honor him and not make jokes.
Let's see. What about Super Family and a Supergirl cat fight?
Huh. Have either of you seen the Flash movie? It's streaming now on TV.
Is it on? What channel is it on?
HBO Max. I think they just call it Max now.
Okay. Well, I've got that, so I need to look at it. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I will probably give it a shot and give it a chance.
I'm trying to sort out my feelings because I kind of enjoyed it, but everyone hated it. So, and I see why. But the things that I didn't like about it aren't the things that everyone else talked about hating.
I think a lot of people now are hating movies just to be, haters.
You're not wrong.
I mean, and there's a lot of stinkers out there. Don't let me, say that I enjoy all of them, because there's a lot of bad movies out there. But yeah, some of them are kind of okay. Like, I kind of enjoyed that last Guardians movie. I mean, it wasn't as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it, so.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, the Warlock, that's how I kind of felt about the Flash. I really enjoyed it, but there were things that obviously you could criticize how they handled Warlock, and
oh yeah,
but did it destroy the movie? No.
Right.
Let's see. Is that the end of your turn, or
that's good? Yeah.
Oh, all right, cool.
Round number one.
I think there's a tradition where Eric goes last for some reason, so we'll head to Kevin if he's ready.
All right.
How was New Comic Day? Was there something that sold well today?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
I had to put headphones in.
All right.
Hey, Kevin, have they found a way to water the cactuses out there in Arizona? I heard they were all just crumbling apart from all the heat and stuff. That's what my mother-in-law says.
I think you can't overwater them either. So.
Wow.
I don't know what to do. I don't have any cactus. Or cacti.
Cacti.
Let me see. I was trying to post something up on my phone.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have been ready.
Eric, you want to go while he's getting ready? Or
there's a few things I wanted to show you guys. There's this.
All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Cool.
Do you see they're
Monsters Where's this?
Yeah. This is in. Where's this? Here's a little bit of video right here.
It's Butch Patrick.
So I guess he has a museum. It's in.
Oh wow.
Let me see where it's at. It's in Arkansas.
Arkansas, and it's a fireworks stand.
No, I think maybe that's what it was, or maybe that shares the building. He's putting all his stuff in there.
Oh, okay. So some Munsters nut has built a museum. Where I used to live, there was a couple that rebuilt. This lady was a big fan of the Munsters, and her husband was an architect, and she had her husband build the Munsters mansion for her, and they live in it. And sometimes on Halloweens they'll open it up to tourists, and I was able to go into their recreated version of it's in Waxahachie, Texas.
Really cool. Yeah.
Lead Paint says Conan #2 sold out before I could get a copy today. Do you still have copies of Conan 2, Kevin?
Oh yeah.
The actor doesn't look right as the Flash, in my opinion. Yes, that's the main problem I had with the show. I have
one left over there.
Oh.
Check out this rug I got. The He-Man inside Castle Grayskull. There's a sticker by the doorway, and it's supposed to represent a dungeon. And this is a rug.
I was going to say, yeah, that looks like a dungeon.
Yeah, it's a rug of that dungeon, which was just a sticker on your playset. Let me pull up this other thing that's really cool.
Yeah, I can't really tell what's going on there. Is that
it's a gate, it's like a metal grate, and all these different monsters are underneath trying to get out.
Oh, okay.
There's a snake and like an octopus over there, skeleton hand over here. I gotta pull this other thing up right here. So here it is. This is really cool. Start at the beginning. All right, it's at
So is it?
This is at Universal Studios for their
Okay.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh,
Yeah, wait till you see this.
they've already opened
This is their
Halloween.
this is like one of their stores. I guess a tribute store. Look at this. They got comics in here.
Oh yeah,
See this monsters in the window here.
yeah. Your store is still better, but that's pretty good.
All right.
I don't think it's good to have them exposed to the sunlight, but
Okay, let's go in. Some of this glass, you can get museum glass that's UV protected.
I just remember when I was a kid, in the 7-Elevens would always put the comic rack right up against the window, and comics would get fried in Texas and
Check this out.
fade, and the top part of the comic would turn brown.
Yeah, this is like a whole tribute to horror comics.
That's pretty neat. That's the one in Florida or Los Angeles or what?
I was assuming this was LA, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it probably is.
Well, I saw everybody. That makes sense. That last photo had everybody in their rain. Look, everybody's waiting outside in the rain.
Oh, then it's probably Florida. Yeah, that would make sense.
There's a hurricane hitting there, right?
Yeah, all right.
All right. Look at this. It's a store. Like it's all dark inside here.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know if these people appreciate it.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people waiting outside.
Well, those are probably good people. Oh,
that's pretty cool.
This is what all of us would be living in if we won the lottery. One of those $1 billion lotteries.
It's true. I wonder what has happened to all these old movie props and stuff like that from all the old horror movies and sci-fi films and stuff. Is that in some big warehouse, you think, in Los Angeles, or do they just get rid of a lot of that stuff?
A lot of it's private collectors that own it.
All the lab equipment from Frankenstein from the 30s. Was it Kenneth Strickfaden that created it? It's in Irving, Texas, and they rent it out to people for movies. So there was that really, that movie Dracula versus Frankenstein that came out about 1970 from Sam Sherman. They actually had the real equipment from the 30s Frankenstein movie in that movie. And my friend who passed away owned the grandmother from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just sitting in his living room. Of course, he passed away, but his brother just kept that house, which was like a museum, not too different from what you're looking at. He just kept that house exactly as it was when he passed away. He even kept his phone going, just almost like a tribute to him.
That is the Orlando one here.
Oh. Wow. Would be nice if they did have more museums with that stuff available where people could check it out and see it and stuff.
So is this new Conan worth it, or is it well written now that a second issue's out, guys? I mean,
I kind of I read the first one. It was pretty good. I mean, I'm kind of spoiled on Roy Thomas and John Buscema or Barry Smith, from back in the day, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
well, I mean, there's a guy imitating the art of Buscema very credibly, but is the writing good?
Yeah, it was decent. It was pretty decent.
So how's it different from Marvel? Is it just does it up the ante with the violence and things?
This is about the same, I think. I mean, it wasn't ultra violent or anything like that I seen.
Yeah.
Of course, let me see. I've got it here.
Yeah, Rob Brown's right. Young Frankenstein also used that original Frankenstein equipment. It's been in several movies, but you could rent it, if you're near Irving, Texas, that's where the Cowboys Stadium used to be.
Let me show you guys one more. Let me show you one more store.
Okay.
I ran across today.
So, where are you looking at? Is this on Instagram or?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
show you one more.
Where would we go to look at that Munster Museum? What Instagram?
What's that one guy? I found out about it through. Remember this guy?
Oh, Eric Pigors, or
yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing
Toxic
it right.
Tunes or something.
Okay, yeah.
He did a shirt. He did a shirt for them or something. All right, check this store out. Hold on.
Every time I see the name Rob Brown, I think Captain America. Who was it that played
Reb?
Reb Brown, the guy in the 70s, that terrible Captain America movie. Nobody knows.
All right, watch this store. This is really cool. Wait, let me rewind it. Hold on.
So maybe you need to expand your store and create something like what you're seeing there.
Or create some kind of museum.
Yeah, then you can charge admission for people to come in.
Yeah. There's a lot of those selfie museum. We call them, I think now.
Jambo, did you see this new Elvira comic that came out today? I saw it online.
No.
I've actually read the first 3 issues of that.
Is it good?
I like it. She keeps getting stuck in horror movies and TV shows. That she ends up like in the Kolchak the Night Stalker movie and
I would like that.
The Universal movies and stuff like that. It's tongue in cheek and yeah, it's been enjoyable.
I used to read the one that came out in the 90s, or was it the late 80s?
The black and white?
Yeah, it had pretty good art. And is the art inside any good, or are they just selling it?
No, it is. It's good enough. It's comparable to the Claypool stuff. And I said I'm not the hardest sell in the world, but I'm not an easy sell either. And I've actually stuck around for. I've got the 4th issue that I'll be picking up tomorrow. So I mean, if I didn't like it, I would have dropped it by now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Archie Bunker, I've been looking at Archie Bunker stuff today. It's a weird. Yeah, this almost reminds me of.
That's cool.
We've got another person waiting down there. Almost reminds me of Gary Davis's basement last week. Here's Spinner Rack is back.
All right.
Hey guys.
Spinner Rack, you're back.
Dave, how you doing, buddy?
Howdy, Dave.
Good.
You were off on vacation, right?
Not week ago. Well, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm all confused. Give him back the camera here. Well, anyway, somehow I was doing a live stream, I think yesterday, and somehow the movie Joe came up from 1970, and I said I think Archie Bunker was based on Joe, but I must have mentioned a long time ago. Michael Taylor asked me about how so was, and I said, well, I've always just assumed, and I looked it up on Wikipedia, which isn't a good source. They did say that he was an inspiration for Archie Bunker, but then I see there are 2 different pilots made in 1968 and different with Carroll O'Connor, so that really predates Joe. But anyway, it's the same basic idea of a bigoted blue collar guy.
I got a trivia question for you guys.
Yeah.
Who was the first Archie Bunker? He was also the first Howard Cunningham.
Oh.
Got the 2 pilots that I saw, that one is called "And Justice for All" because originally they weren't the bunkers, they were the justices, and both of the pilots have Carroll O'Connor playing him, and all I know is that it was based on a British show called "Till Death Do Us Part." Yeah. But I don't know. You're not talking about Tom Bosley?
No. Harold Gould. Apparently, he tested for Archie Allen. I think they filmed one pilot with him, and he was Howard Cunningham in the Love American style, Love in the Happy Days.
Right.
Yeah, useless but interesting trivia, I thought.
Yeah, and then in one of these pilots, I have yet to watch him, but I saw that D'Urville Martin plays George Jefferson. So if he had been chosen for the series, then he would have been in the Jeffersons and not making movies with Rudy Ray Moore. Anyway, yeah, man, everything's your place doesn't look too different from what we just saw on your phone. So what? Show Jambo that new Elvira comic.
Photo cover?
Yeah, the photo cover. Did you put one back for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's that photo shoot she did in the 90s that's always in the calendars, but
I want it.
Yeah, I knew you would. So
stick that in my pile, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to make a small dent in the pile soon. Just a small dent because so what was the biggest seller today for you, and see if Eric agrees with his store? Yeah, what comics sold the most?
Power Rangers, I think.
Oh man, who goes into a store that looks like yours and buys Power Rangers? It's like, I don't want to insult your customers.
Oh, that's awesome. That's Ziff Davis stuff. The walk.
Kevin, did you guys get a book called Plot Holes?
No, I didn't order it.
Isn't
it from Whatnot?
I don't know, but it's Sean Murphy, and it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, if it's a Whatnot, I only order it if it's on a subscription pull list.
Yeah, I do not know what label it's on.
I won't give Whatnot any of my money.
Oh, there's something that they some kind of business practice they have that sucks, or?
Well, they're in business to take me out of business.
Did you get a new printing of that Harvey-looking evil comic?
That's a cool mask.
I just got it the other day. Everybody has all these cool masks and stuff. So I was like, man,
Harvey comic?
That Harvey-looking comic with the dead raven on the cover?
Oh, I haven't gotten them back in yet. But
I haven't? Okay.
I have them in order. There's another one. It looks like a Mickey Mouse one that's coming out. It's similar to that.
All right.
It's like a ripoff of Mickey Mouse, like Michael Mouse or something.
Oh yeah, I gotta feed the dog. Who wants to go next? Let's go to Eric, then Spinner Rack.
All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go feed the dog real quick. Okay, I clicked it. Oh, there we go.
All right. I was gonna keep showing 80s indie stuff that I've been reading lately. Comment number 1.
Oh.
Comment number 2. I didn't realize that these were basically. This was kind of like a social justice company before that was a thing. Didn't realize that until I started reading more of these. But they've done better, though. I mean, as opposed to now,
right?
Less in your face. Crossfire number 1.
Okay.
I really do like that series. Number 2. Number 3.
Huh.
Number 4. DN Agents number 6. E-Man number 8. That's hard to believe it. Some of these books are close to 40 years old now, and some of them are 40 years old. Fem Force 85.
There you go. Classic stuff.
Make sure that you're still paying attention. The long forgotten series from First Comics.
First Adventures.
Only lasted 5 issues, but I liked it.
Don't remember that.
It was Whisper that actually did get a almost 40 issue series. Blaze Barlow and Dynamo Joe, who also got a series that lasted about 12 or 13, I think. Here's number 3. Here's number 4. And number 5 is somewhere else. Flare didn't do an issue. Woo!
Wrong Flare.
Still fits.
That's a Steranko cover, right?
This?
Yes. If you look at it, I think he signed it over there somewhere.
If it is, he let Rudy Nebrez ink the hell out of it. Because that's the problem. So whether he's the artist or the inker, if Nebrez is on something, it's his.
Right.
He just overpowers everybody. I don't see the signature on there anywhere. So if it was,
yeah,
here you go. Now that one you can't see the signature.
Yeah. Is that number 2?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he did 1 and 2.
Okay. But I said again, this looks like a Nebrez piece.
Right.
I'll give Jambo a second to nod off for, hey, wake up.
Such a good series. I don't know why they're not still doing that.
They are kind of doing something like that, but they're not showing the old, the
reprint, right?
Yeah. Here's number 2.
I don't think I have that one.
Nice I had to look up on Comic Book Realm to figure out which issues they are because they don't say on the inside. And Grimjack number 8. There's number 9.
That's a good cover.
Number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14.
A pretty good run of those.
And Johnny Quest, number 1 from the Kamiko series.
I saw him at the debate last week.
Okay, so you are back. So yeah, that'll be it for my round.
I've been watching on the TV downstairs while I fed the dog.
By the way, have any of you guys seen a channel called Casually Comics on YouTube?
No.
That popped up, and because all the other comic book channels I watch. Turns out it's a girl that's probably early 30s. Looks like she's her hairstyle is completely different in every episode. Looks like, how do I put this down? It looks like she'd be, protesting a Trump, appearance. But her subject matters are always, talks a lot about Silver Age and Bronze Age, and she really knows her stuff, and she's very, very entertaining. Because I said, pretty girls are a dime a dozen. So I said, you got to have more than that to, keep my, especially on YouTube. But she's very good. So I ended up watching about 3 or 4 of her videos today, and recommend checking her out.
Yeah, I looked her up. I'm already subscribed.
Well, she did one. I watched the one where it has the cover with Superman disconnecting Lois's air hose in space.
Oh yeah.
And she goes into that, and she doesn't take sides. She's not judgmental, and she didn't want about Power Girl's boobs. And
I think I'm subscribed also. I mean, as a girl who likes comics, that's right up my alley.
I'm just going to give myself the screen for just a second. I just look at her page, and she's got this thumbnail of what we were just showing. Come on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
It's been launched a few times. Although does that count? I was intrigued. I wanted to know more.
You can find it if you're really interested in a subject, like intensely interested, like Asperger's interested, just totally obsessed. You could learn in a week or two everything that we've learned in 50 years. You can absorb if you're into it enough. Because I've met people in their 20s that know everything about the universal horror and more than I do, and that worship pre-code horror. And it happens. It's very rare. You could be sexist and say she probably has a boyfriend or a husband that's really into comics and she's gotten into it, but that's not really fair. I think with her. And the reason you can learn in 2 weeks is because the internet has everything. And you used to have to go to the library and check out All in Color for a dime and then find the Steranko books. But now everything is there, and you can not even read. You could just watch YouTube and learn about. There's a guy that does seminars on YouTube. I think his name Arlen Schumer.
Yeah, he's the one that I contacted and asked if he wanted to be on the show because he did a thing on Gil Kane. And he did, and I commented on his video and told him about us. And he said, why don't you have me on? I never followed through on it. Maybe I should have.
Well, there's, I think, if someone cares and loves something, it's possible now to learn, to absorb decades of information into your head. So that may be what she did. It is weird when someone is that young and has a depth of knowledge where they can carry on a conversation with you about this stuff.
My friend Joe, who's been on a couple times, he can do that. He's not 40 yet. Paulo's barely in his 40s, and he's a historian. Yeah, it's possible that this girl, that this is her life's passion. Yeah, you can. I think sometimes you can tell the difference between somebody that's just doing it for views. I mean, it's obviously not. She has the built-in advantage of being an attractive girl. I mean, that right there will give you 20,000 subs, if not more. And if you have talent, you can skyrocket. I mean, that's something. I don't care if you're a guy. I don't care how good you are.
There was a blue-haired girl that had a comics channel, and my wife thought she was very annoying. But she did a whole documentary, like 2-hour documentary on the X-Men, and she had all the like a weird robot she'd talk to. And I think she was married to someone that was a big comic person, was probably operating the robot. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
If it's the person I'm thinking of, they because they were very eccentric.
Yeah.
And
she was like a cosplay girl.
Yeah, there were a couple, and I interacted with them a couple times. They're nice people, and she would do like 90-second shorts on X-Men related stuff. And I don't know if she pissed off the wrong people, but I think they basically got chased off of social media by internet idiots. But if that's who if we're thinking of the same people, but I wouldn't even remember the name now if you said it.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, Michael, I think I'm sorry, real quick. I think why I didn't follow through with that was Joe told me that Arlen is very, very left.
Yeah,
and it's just out of the natural course of our conversation on any given Wednesday might have upset his apple cart. So I figured, maybe yes. We'll see.
Yeah, I could see that. There was a couple that had I loved watching their show. They were young, maybe 30, and they traveled all the way across the country, going to every comic store in a van. It was called Comic Book Trips or Comic Trips.
Yeah.
I remember them.
Then some bad. I think his father passed away, and then they divorced, and then the show just disappeared. And it was such a shame because they were such a cute couple. They were just this good-looking couple that didn't really look like they were covered in tattoos, and they even went to my friend's store in Dallas. It was interesting because you got to see stores all across the country. But I like that. It would be great to do a live stream sometime where we just talk about other channels that maybe people haven't discovered, because there's good stuff online.
No doubt. I mean,
that guy,
you can't find it all.
That guy that tore that Wonder Woman Golden Age comic in half, it turns out that's really unforgivable. The auctioneer that tore that, obviously that you don't do that. But it turns out if you watch his auctions, they're incredibly fun. And even my wife says he's great. She thinks he's funny as heck. It's just he and his wife, and he's like a pro wrestler. He's just
that guy that did that. I kind of get where he's coming from. A buddy of mine used to work at one of the record stores, not ours. He had some guy bring a record to the counter, and it was a pretty expensive record. And he just kept trying to talk him down farther and farther. And finally, my friend, just got annoyed. And he broke the record over his knee and just threw the pieces across the store.
Those are legendary stories. Yeah.
But it probably, like I said, we as, collectors probably like, but it was probably cathartic to that auctioneer.
Oh, yeah.
And I know my buddy was like, that was it was worth every penny of it.
Because he was selling a Golden Age Wonder Woman comic for like $170, which is I don't have that kind of money, but it's a good deal. And that guy wanted to lower him by $50, so he just tore it in half. And he let go with the most unbelievable string of obscenities. Because the guy that was trying to get him down was using Moon Knight's name as his YouTube handle, and he just couldn't take the level of nerdiness. And this record store in Arlington, Texas, was called Connoisseurs. The guy passed away, but he was a 50s hoodlum in the 50s, going to Gene Vincent concerts and cutting up the seats of the theater with switchblade. and he had a record store, and there was a little kung fu studio next door, and they tried to come in barefoot into his store, he'd pull guns on people. And one time someone did that same thing. They wanted this record that they've been looking for years, and he said, well, if it's not worth $20, it's not worth anything. And he just snapped it in half, and the guy was horrified. Yeah, those are the legendary, comic stores, record store owners. They're not that different, really.
Lesson there is don't haggle. If you find a grail, don't haggle. You never know when you might catch the other guy on a bad day.
I think a Wonder Woman comic from 1947 under $200 was in pretty good condition. It's a good. It's just I hate to see a museum piece destroyed, but after he felt good.
I couldn't watch it no more after that. I turned it off, and I still haven't looked at any more.
But if you watch, he has 6-hour auctions, and they're so much fun. And he's kind of apologized for that. But he says, "I've torn X-Men number." He's done it before. You never can tell because it's
X-Men. I could see more than something like an old Wonder Woman. You can tear one of those.
Don't know what's going to happen next. It's like my mother always told me before Johnny Carson that Jack Parr was so unpredictable. You didn't know if he was just going to walk off the set. It was fascinating because it's live and you don't know what they're going to do. That's part of why Kevin's bought books from him. His name is Pedalin' Pete. Pedal like a bicycle pedal in Pete. Anyway, well, Spinner's being very patient. But,
I'm fine.
Go see what's up in Colorado. We had a guy from Colorado last week that lives near.
I saw that. Do you know what part of Colorado he lives in?
Lives near Mile High. How far are you from Mile High?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm at the very southern edge of the town, so he would be north of me a ways, but not too bad.
Oh well, you decorate for Halloween yet?
I don't think we're going to decorate for either holiday, Ken, because my wife continues to take care of her mother 3 days a week, and then we've spent a good part of the summer. My dad is 87, my mom is 85, and they've got a place up in the mountains at about 9,400 feet. My dad's been having some breathing issues, so we've been in the process of helping them move down to town here. So to make a long story short, I don't think we're going to have time to decorate for either holiday, but I will be getting my Halloween comic stuff out and redoing the comic book room. But you mentioned that I did go to Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. I had, many of you probably heard, my wife and I collect vintage Christmas. And we belong to a group called the Golden Glow of Christmas Past. And they have an annual convention. It was in D.C. So they had, not big surprise, the theme this year was a patriotic Christmas. And so the opening night, they wanted people to dress up in a patriotic fashion. So my wife, she asked me, well, how should I dress up? And I don't know why in the hell I thought of this character, but do you guys remember Miss Liberty?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I'm trying to collect her cover appearances. I had this comic book. She's only got maybe, 7, 8, 9 of them. But my wife is a very good seamstress, and so she made a Miss Liberty costume. Maybe I'll have to get a picture and try to show it on one of the shows. But so I thought I'd show some of the Miss Liberty books that I do have, and they're pretty cheap.
It's a character you'd have to explain to everyone what it is, and then they still wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But
and actually, I when we were at the banquet, the opening banquet, she carried around this comic book so she could show people.
Oh, okay, that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah. But there she is again.
Yeah.
I think I may be only 1 or 2 shy of that.
I forgot she was in All-Star Squadron. How do they explain her?
Well,
I don't remember how they explain a character from the 1700s, because wasn't Tomahawk like before 1800?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. There she is in JLA.
Oh, time travel. Yeah. That's why. That's what I miss. So the post-crisis era that we're in is the every summer the Justice League and Justice Society met and that's why my life ended in the mid '80s, and everyone else loves the '80s, but
There she is.
I have that one.
Yeah.
Only got a couple Tomahawk appearances.
I think I've got
Like I
that
said, I
one.
think I'm just missing a couple. Yeah, I think that was it. Just got a smorgasbord. Not a lot today, but
Oh,
it was a forlorn Superboy Bulldog. Trusty dog is
a
still
nice looking copy.
Yeah.
This was, I don't know, about 7 or 8 issues in this series. I've got them all, but they've cool painted covers, gray tone.
Yeah. That's great. I've never seen that.
Yeah, like I said, there's about 7 or 8 other issues. And I had this out on the spinner rack, so I pulled it before I came in.
All right.
You know, Surfer's an interesting. Can you imagine
Beautiful cover.
going in and, you know, let's do a comic book of a guy who's going to be kind of sober looking and he'll go through the cosmos on a surfboard. Seems kind of like a stupid idea, but you know, when you put the art it allows, it just has such a regal nature, I think, and flows real well. Really a nice artistic character, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Here's a couple books I'm going to look up the value on. I'll probably be unslabbing these.
Oh, good.
Because I suspect
that's beautiful cover.
All right.
I think it's a gray tone cover, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And another one that I suspect I'll be cracking out is this one here.
Yeah.
But this one, the only issue I have is it's some pedigree. It's a Murphy Anderson file copy.
Ooh, maybe you should keep that. I hate to say it, but maybe
I may not do it on this one.
Yeah, because you could get another copy of that to have to read.
But here is what number is this? Let's see here. 105. And I have unslabbed this one.
That's what Charlton does. He keeps the blue strip when he unslabs. I guess everybody does that does that.
I kind of like that robot looking head he's got there.
That was just one of the greatest comics of the 60s.
And the same with this. This was also slabbed.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, you know, I kind of, my rule of thumb is, and it used to be like $100, and I've kind of moved it up to $125. But if the value is like certainly less than $100, it has no business being in a slab.
Yeah.
So I usually won't slab it. I think these were little free giveaway comic books a number of years ago. And like I said, here in a couple of weeks, I'll probably be getting out my horror Halloween stuff. So I'll start showing that.
I think I've only spent $100 on a comic like one time in my life. And it was Eric Breen's store.
At Eric's store?
It was the first Fantastic Four annual. You gave me, or maybe it was less than that. You guys gave me a great deal.
I think we got down to like 110 or 120. But you definitely.
Was that old or new? It almost looks like a digest with the old logo.
It's new. I think it was given away at the free comic book days.
Oh yeah, because I see the top left looks new. The little Archie logo. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, it's got all the computerized color behind them. But can you imagine if they just put out something like that? How hard is it to get that?
I got it off of eBay. I paid $5 for it, I think. So,
I'm
speaking
impressed.
of Halloween, getting ready for here's of course Neil.
Oh yeah, awesome!
I love that magazine.
You know, I'm like you guys. I typically keep my horror Halloween stuff put away, and then I get it out during the season.
Such great covers on those.
Yeah. Let's see. The Frank Bruner is the artist on that.
Yeah. He was really an amazing artist.
And then finally for
Lilith,
another Dracula.
Yeah,
yes.
that's beautiful. There's one of these artists that's real big now has just done a Art Germ, maybe has just done a cover of Lilith. Kevin, do you know what I'm talking about? Hello?
So Art Germ did a
What were you
cover
saying
that
about Art
had
Germ?
Lilith on it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
seems like
Lilith, yeah.
look it up. I think I saw.
Here, I have a picture on my phone.
All right, hold on.
I'll show you in a
Are
second.
you,
Hold on.
are
Great
you gonna
stuff,
say
Dave.
more, or are you done with your turn?
No, I'm done for this round.
Oh, okay. Let
Good
me
stuff, buddy.
get Gotham on.
Well, let
Yeah,
me
it's an
find this
upcoming
picture.
book. He's done a painting of her.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm looking for the picture. It's on my
Some
It
of
is
his
Art
stuff
Germ,
is
right?
not fantastic, but then some of it is, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I only discovered him a few months ago through Kevin. I don't know like anything about modern comics, but sometimes these cover will come along that'll impress me. I didn't know they brought that character back in the last 30, 40 years of Lilith.
It's a What If book that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
Show you the picture. Hold on.
Of course, Lilith has got was
Here she is.
yeah.
Tomb of Dracula. What If?
Was that what it is?
There we go.
You have this ordered?
It hasn't come up on for FOC yet.
That's pretty cool. Man, I might have to get you to order me one of those, Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got.
Is that already orderable?
No. Or probably a pre-order, but it's not on FOC yet.
Yeah, Harley, the voice of Harley Quinn just passed away a few days ago.
Oh, really?
That's Art Germ right there.
The voice of the original '90s cartoon. Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't look very old, but yeah, that's when he first started painting the Lilith there. Yeah.
What I like about him, he's a good traditional artist too. He can do.
Yeah, because I see him actually painting. He's not just on a computer.
Well, I'm sure it's digital painting that Lilith.
But I've seen him with a brush, like
Yeah,
doing
he can
physical
paint.
painting. But,
Because I sold a lot of this cover.
yeah, it's just like a carnival barker. You know, he
Why?
paints the freak show banners that get you to go in the tent, and then it's once you get in there, it's just horrible.
You've lost your quarter.
But yeah, I think these artists that do these really good covers for
I've been
these
sold out
terrible
of this cover today.
that's what they are. Is
Oh, really?
what was it? I talked over you.
It was like
I
Ms.
said I even
Marvel
sold out
or-
of this cover today.
Hmm.
Even though
Well,
it's a
because of the
terrible-
artist, not because of the character.
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
anyone
just,
cares
yeah.
for the character.
Purely just because of the artist.
Yeah, but if an artist like that would do the interior of the book, I think that's what Mark Millar is talking about. If creators could actually start creating and doing things, then maybe writers and artists, maybe there could. As he said, if there were just 20 good comics, it could turn the industry around. Yeah, see, he can actually draw, not on a computer screen.
Except they wouldn't be able to get in the door. Because the gates are locked, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's funny how they'll let those people come in and do series set 30 years ago, but they won't let them do the monthly titles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we need. I wish that oh man, I'm like Mitch McConnell. I can't even think, man.
I heard old Mitch locked up again.
Yeah, that's why I'm locking up right now, trying to think of what I was about to say. Man, I'm not going to make fun of that guy. I'm not too far behind. Steve Rude. That's what I was trying to think of. I mean, we need people like that drawing the interiors of books. He lives where you live, right, Kevin?
Yeah, he lives out here.
I wish he would come back because
Had him at the store a few times.
Yeah, I enjoyed his Nexus series.
Yeah, but he did some Spider-Man comics
Yeah.
and a Thor miniseries, and it was like, wow, it's like if Jack Kirby and Richard Corbin and Marie Severin all had a baby together or something.
There's a Captain America 4-issue series that he did the art for also.
Oh, I need to discover that.
Is I say like 2001, maybe that neighborhood.
Okay, that flew right over my head.
Well, he has such clean line work. You know, so many of these new artists, they do a lot of cross hatching, and I really enjoy some of that clean line work he does.
Okay, let's see.
That almost looked like Alex Ross.
Michael Taylor liked Spinner's books, and Jackson Roy Kirk's. Oh, her name was Arlene Sorkin. Oh, she was born in 55. Okay.
Eric, did you guys sell any of these today? I didn't sell a single one.
I wasn't there today.
Oh, so you don't know how things went.
Yeah, and even if I was, I probably wouldn't because it's I'm kind of really not part of the day-to-day stuff there.
Oh, what does the Conan #2 look like?
The interior?
You don't have a new printing of Conan 1, do you?
No. You want to see inside of #2? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they made it look like a savage sort of Conan.
Yeah, he's trying to be like Joe Jusko cover.
Okay. Yeah, they're making it very Marvel-like.
Well, they can do more in here than Marvel can do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks way better than the last series Marvel put out. You know what's weird is Titan is they're doing the omnibus of the Marvel stuff.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. They're doing what?
They're doing the reprints, the Marvel reprint stuff.
Oh yeah, that whoever gets the rights to Conan from I guess the Howard estate or whoever owns it, they get all the past stuff.
So they can release
Dark
the Marvel
Horse had
stuff.
Conan, I think, and they were reprinting the Marvel stuff. It's very strange. It's like
look at this terrible cover.
Oh shoot, yeah, that's not.
Oh, good. It's a game. Never mind, it's a game.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I kind of
the last Marvel series. I don't even think they were putting blood in it. They weren't doing anything.
Yeah, they would never show blood like that in the Marvel. When there was blood, it was always black ink. They made it look like everyone bled India ink in Conan's world. The same thing at Jonah Hex. Yeah, it's a little racier. It's more like Savage Sword.
You've never seen that in the Marvel book.
Yeah, we probably need to be careful what we show. This is kind of Micah's show. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good
It's got nice paper too. I'm noticing here. It's not cheap marble paper.
Oh, look.
Ink
The
comes off.
one that had the Savage Sword looking cover, is that the one you're looking at now?
Yeah, that's my last copy.
Oh, could you throw that in my pile?
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess we'll start our second round.
These were the covers that we had.
Oh, okay. What was the one on the left? Was that like an Archie tribute?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I kind of like it a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of like the one I just showed.
Parent guy.
That was the only one I didn't order.
Okay. Well, Dan Parent is good, but his politics are a little bit Biden centric. That is actually kind of funny, I have to admit. Well, I'm gonna flip it over to me, and then we'll start going through the rounds again.
I gotta run, but I'll continue watching you guys.
All right, yeah, good. Well, we'll see you next week.
All right, I'll see you guys.
See you,
Kevin. See you, Kevin.
All right, take care,
buddy.
Fantastic Four looked pretty good.
It did. It really
can't
did.
Possibly be good, but it had a good cover.
You are correct about that too.
It's bad inside.
It ain't good. It's the guy that wrote Squirrel Girl.
Oh well.
Yeah, not enough said, as Stan used to say.
This made a big impact on me when I was in probably fourth grade. Yeah, fourth grade. I found this at the convenience store in San Antonio, but I didn't know it was old stuff. And the cool thing about the Spirit Warren magazine is Eisner would do the covers, and then Corbin would go over them and add his coloring to them. And I don't think Will Eisner liked it. He didn't like, and then they would have a color story. Well, they'd reprint the black and white art, but Richard Corbin would add the shading and the gray tones, and then they'd reprint one in color in the center, and Corbin would do his style of coloring. So it was really wonderful. But Will Eisner didn't like what Corbin was doing. So, but sometimes Corbin would completely paint over. I probably should have left that light on, but it was killing my eyes. Oh, here's one. I bought a whole lot of these, like to get some issues I didn't have. I bought like a giant stack from eBay years ago, so I've got a bunch of, like, some cases 3 or 4 copies of. So, see, that's a Richard Corbin painting on top of Will Eisner art. But this case, it has coloring that's got some blue.
Okay.
But it's just a beautiful magazine. And then after Warren finished, Sync took over with the same numbering, but it's more the approved way that Will Eisner wants his art to be seen, and it doesn't have that Corbin shading, which I liked actually. These later ones are in a lot of dollar bins. Let's see. I was just going through magazines today. This is forgotten about this. This is that same Dave Stevens era, and Jim Silkey was someone that was, I think, moved in the same circles with Dave Stevens. I think they were friends. Didn't they work together?
They did. Yeah, I think they did do so. Who did that cover on that one, Gratu?
Oh, the whole thing is Jim Silkey.
Okay.
He did the cover and the interior, but it's the same kind of stuff. Let's see.
I think I've got some Betty Page or something like that he did. Silky.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were both really into Betty Page. Do you have the Betty Page's little digest magazines?
I've got several of those. I don't think I have a complete.
I would drive all around the Metroplex. The Metroplex was the Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area.
Yeah.
When those came out, because not all comic stores got them, I had to get the latest issue. It was through Greg Theakston, who put out Betty Page's magazine, and those artists that they actually wound up finding Betty Page, and she was able to finally see that there are people that appreciated her before and she got to make some money.
That was
another issue of Weirdo, again in honor of Crumb, whose birthday this is. This guy's throwing an egg at Hyan Rand. There's Yowl magazine. And then the Subgeniuses had a magazine they put out. They put out a lot of issues of this. I think that's for real. It says number 40. It says number 40, volume 17. I think they really did put out a lot of this. They were out of Dallas, and it's just all clip art. There's another issue. Clip art and cartoons, and it's like a really thick fanzine, basically. It's just that kind of insanity. What else we got here? This is kind of funny in the same way that Conan cover was, that Archie tribute. This cover of Cracked, it's John Severin. Hercules is giving her a bouquet of heads, and look at all the gore. It's I was really into that Xena series. That first season, I really liked it.
It was a guilty pleasure. I think I watched a lot of that too.
I wasn't guilty because it was really good. I think Roy Thomas was writing the script.
Hercules too. I watched the Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules was good too. Yeah. Oh shoot.
Well, I bet they had some interesting conversations off camera.
What do you mean?
Oh, the lady that played Xena is she's so far left she doesn't have opposable thumbs.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, and they're both left.
Yeah, that's right.
And Kevin Sorbo, we know is the polar opposite.
Well, I don't know if he was that. I mean, he might have evolved. He may not have been that way then.
And she may not have either. But I said, I bet they probably don't get along that well at reunions.
I guess I have 2 copies of Weirdo #1 because I was looking for Weirdo #2. And the great thing is he would reprint these old ads. This glow-in-the-dark tie, will you kiss me in the dark, baby? But he wanted this to look like an old humor magazine with, kind of like something Kurtzman would have done. And he would pose for these photo shoots that look like old men's magazines from the 40s. And, of course, he'd let his wife do artwork and stuff, and he'd let new artists kind of appear in it. Yeah. So, my goodness. Yeah, I don't really have that much amazing stuff to show. I want to see what you guys have. Let's go to Jumbo.
Okay. I just grabbed a few things out. We were talking about my girl Elvira, and that was Land.
Oh yeah.
Did you read that one, Gratu?
I have that one. Yeah,
It was okay. I mean, there's some of the newer ones were a little bit better, and that, like you were talking about, the black and white series was pretty cool.
Well, she took over House of Mystery, and then she got that was before the '90s black and white independent comic, right?
Yeah.
I kind of wish they'd given her own comic and not taken away Kane from That's Beautiful from House of Mystery. That's a comic that everyone should get.
Did you read the Marvel magazine that she was in? That she did? Was that a preview? Marvel preview magazine?
An adaptation of her movie?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was in that.
I think I must have it, because why would I have not bought it? But where it is, I don't know. I'm discovering things even as we speak here.
Just showing things I had laying close to me here.
Oh yeah.
Some more Hulk. I think that's John Severin doing Trimpy and Severin.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I do that all the time, because for decades I thought it was Trimp.
Yeah, I still do that.
Yeah, maybe you can also at the end show us the highlights of the stuff you're selling at the con.
Yeah, I think I've got. Well, it's not here close to me, but
that's okay.
I can probably grab it.
Week. Will the con be before next week? That's a Harlan Ellison.
Oh, it's no, it's a ways off. It's in November actually. So yeah, I'll try to get a bunch of stuff that I want to have there, maybe show them next weekend.
Because your collection's so amazing, I can only imagine what the cast-offs and the doubles must be like.
Yeah, duplicates. I got old Herb to sign that one for me. He's a super nice guy. When I met him, he was tall fella.
Oh, I was just looking at the Herb Trimpe book, the book they put out about Herb Trimpe, and there's a Marie Severin drawing of all the girls in the Marvel office swooning over Herb Trimpe as he's there at the drawing table. So he must have been a good-looking guy.
He is also a pilot, so I said he. And yeah, like Marie Severin said, that he was the bullpen, quote unquote heartthrob.
Huh. That's interesting.
And what was Flo Steinberg? She was Stan Lee's secretary.
Yeah.
And then she left and made her own comic book, right? Like an underground comic, like women's comics.
Missing link again.
Yeah, Jambo, if you can get your nephew to give you your 181 back, you could probably go after this complete set.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to give it back. So I've got a reprint, so I guess I'll just have to keep that.
Was that a gift you gave years ago? I don't know the story.
Yeah, my nephew, it was I think it was his 16th birthday, and he was a big Wolverine guy. He loved Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
And he was just getting into collecting comics and stuff at the time. So I was going to be the nice uncle, and I gave him my Hulk 181. But, I mean, it wasn't worth as much then as it is now. And, now I don't have one, and I probably never will again. Yeah, I didn't pull too much out too. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Do you
all right.
guys like Herb Trimpe's run on Hulk? Did you
I
like
did. I like Marie Severin better,
Yeah.
but I did like his run after I got used to his art style. It was kind of like I mean, I enjoy it now, but at the time it seemed like bad Kirby to me.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
how I felt.
Amen,
Now I
brothers.
love his art now, but at the time,
Yeah,
it's like I think a lot of people feel about
and that
Frank
was probably
Robbins.
because I'd got used to her, Marie Severin, when
Oh,
she was
she was
doing it.
great. She was just great in everything she did, and it was
Yeah.
her style was so. And John Severin's art was so
Mhm.
great. Let's
I think
see. What
for
was
me,
the
he should
order?
have.
I guess
He
we
should
went.
have. He should have drawn
Eric
the
would
Hulk
be
a little
next.
bit larger.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I think so.
I talked over you. I'm sorry.
I just said for me, I always thought his Hulk was too small.
Okay, right.
For a character that's supposed to be as strong as the Hulk, can beat all of these Marvel monsters, I think he needed to be a little bit larger.
Yeah, the Thing is drawn very different size. Originally he looked like he was smaller than Reed. As far as
Yeah.
height. And then other times he's big like the Hulk, depending on the artist.
And I think when we talk about art, like I don't think I don't know about you guys, but when I would see the Invaders, it was like, man, I love this story. Man, I hate this art. Now that I'm older, I can appreciate the Frank Robinses, the Herb Trimpe's, because I was not particularly a fan of his either.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it's just something because now I can look at it as comic book history. But that being, what was it? I'm gonna try. Having said that, what they did to him in the early '90s, I thought was a crime because they tried to he was doing Fantastic Four Unlimited, and they told him to draw like Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of not Rob Liefeld,
Yeah.
Table number 7.
Yeah, look at they could draw a foot.
Number 8. Number 9. Yeah, I've been rereading this and really enjoying this. This is a hell of a series. And so I kind of wish I could go to the Baltimore Con because they're having a first reunion.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I don't think Girl's gonna be. I know. Rude and Barron aren't gonna be there. So, but I think Joe Staten and Mike Gold and a handful of other names that we would recognize is number 13.
That's a book I've never read. I think I have one issue, but
It's, like I said, it's sort of like, it's a mixture of James Bond, little Tarzan. I mean, he's an adventurer for hire, and Grell is, right of center, and he writes Sable that way. But he's, it's an interesting book.
did that have what was the independent book that had Galassi art? Was it that book?
No, this was all Grell, the first series, and then he turned it over to Marv Wolfman. Well, Marv Wolfman did the Return of Sable.
What is the character I'm thinking of? The African American character.
Oh, that's Saber.
Oh, okay. That's
And I know Don McGregor, I think, wrote it. It's amazing how much criticism he gets from people that, modern fans for, calling him racist for writing black characters.
wow.
So, I've been writing him his whole freaking life. Oh, Lancelot Strong, Shield, number 1. Mighty Crusaders, number 1.
All right.
Number 5.
Oh, that's a wild cover.
Yeah, I'm being summoned to help butcher a reading here.
Oh.
Number 6. They can wait a few minutes.
The Geeky Puppets.
Yes, sir.
Didn't they used to come on this show sometimes? I miss those days.
Yeah, well, they probably. Hell, if you want him to come on next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, have them come on.
I'll tell them when I get over there. I will tell them. I said since we're kind of, we've definitely relaxed the fossil rule for the summer replacement.
But what they could do is they could come on here and then say, "Hey, come over to our channel. We're going to start as soon as the show's over," and then have a whole lot of audience come over. I don't know.
I like that, Ken. You want to read with us next week?
I could. What book are you doing?
We never know. Have you watched this? Do you think any advanced planning does it? Well, actually, Venkman does do advanced planning now. He fancies himself an actual tube uber.
I saw you were doing Spider-Man and Fantastic Four stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I said our giant-sized Spider-Man won. They let me be Dracula. It was a blast. I loved every second of that. And I got to play the aging mob boss that talked in a whisper. I killed myself later in the book.
Eric, is it just coincidence that I mentioned Nexus and Steve Rude, or?
It is, because this was in the box.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish my powers worked like some of the other stuff that you bring up or show that I could produce myself, but no, that's number 15. And we'll close out with a couple of this. Shield, original Shield number 1. And Steel Sterling number 7.
Oh.
And that's it. I'm texting the Kikis here.
What? No romance?
They were pretty much dead by the 80s, Dave. And you might say, and today romance is truly dead.
I've got just a real short stack. So I think here's the last comic I have with Miss Liberty.
Oh.
And I'll probably keep this out a Halloween style book, but there she is.
You get a mannequin and dress it in that costume so you can see it all the time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then just some odds and ends.
Oh, that looks like it came out this morning. That's just brand new.
Batman Bondage.
No, there's a spine tick right there.
Yeah, my copy of that looks like Jambo's Hulk number 6.
I really love the colors in this particular issue.
That's nice.
Superman taking care of business. There he is again, taking care of business. The Bat Witch must burn.
I like the one where they're making Robin and Jimmy Olsen dig their own graves, and then they're going to shoot them. Someone just did a tribute cover to that.
Yeah, I think it was might have been Mark Waid's World's Finest, and I would have bought that, but it was one of those $25 variants.
Oh.
DC and those gorillas, man.
I bought this just because of the. I mean, look at that grin on that gorilla.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And then let's see. I'll end with a few Blackhawks here.
Oh wow!
Yeah. King Cobra attacks. It doesn't look like a cobra. It's like a gorilla face to me.
Green ape.
Let's see. This was. Shoot, I didn't write the information down. Issue 58, I believe. I think it's a Dick Dillon cover. Looks like Dick Dillon. And let's see here. This would be issue 34.
It's a good cover. A laugh a minute with Chop Chop.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't go over today, would it?
No, not so much.
Well, they started drawing him more properly in the 60s, didn't they? It was not a
And then
stereo.
finally, here's issue number 24.
Oh, is that a Bill
Oh.
Ward cover?
I
think he was doing some about that time. Yeah.
I did not write the information
Yeah.
down, unfortunately. I haven't
The-
sealed it, so I need to look this
Very
information.
nice.
The Spirit could never be reprinted
That's
today, for sure, because of.
All right, Ken, that's all I got.
Okay.
Good stuff, Dave.
Thank you.
Really nice.
Okay. Well, everybody's tapped out.
That's it. I'm going to go ahead and jump off, so I'm not any more late time. I'm going to bring that up to him. I'm going to sell it next week to those guys. That's a great idea. I said, I definitely want you reading with us next week too.
Yeah, I think this. I don't. Graphic Man, I think, can get more people on the screen than I can. But yeah, I think I think they're hilarious. I always thought they're very professional too. I mean, it's not cheesy like when I operate a puppet. It looks like it's like Jim Henson Studios.
Well, Pixel has real talent. Trusty has real talent. The rest of us are just kind of having fun.
And they've mastered where, like, let's say you're up in the square where Jambo is, and then they'll be down there and looking up at you. It's like, it's really cool the way they do that.
I will see you guys next week,
right.
if not sooner. And you guys have a great rest of the evening.
Take care, Eric.
All right.
See you, buddy.
I guess we'll come to a close. Anything else interesting going on? Anything?
Well, I'm going to. Have you guys heard of this OakCon, Oklahoma Alliance of Comic Fans? It's out. They put on a convention in Norman, Oklahoma, and I've heard about it for a number of years. Small convention, but very comic centric. No Hollywood bullshit or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it comes up mid-September, so my wife and I we're gonna go out to it. It's about a 10-hour drive probably from Denver to. But I'm getting tired of going around to shows that don't have any comic books. So I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
So I thought we're gonna try this. So hopefully I'll buy some cool stuff out there.
Yeah, a lot of shows they advertise
on the 80-page Giants. I've been trying to put together a run of the 80-page Giants, and shoot, I've only got maybe about 40% of them. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's
probably tough to find all that in great shape too. I mean, all the books you get are in such nice shape. So those 80-page Giants, they didn't fare too well because they were so thick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to find them in near mint like some of the comics you see, because they're just a little too expensive for this run.
Yeah.
So I've got my sweet spot on it is, I would say, fine.
Yeah.
Trying to get right around like a 6.0 range.
Well, Oklahoma is a very different place. When we drove through Oklahoma, I guess they've legalized marijuana there. Every strip center, almost every other store has a big giant marijuana leaf, marijuana dispensary. It's just like, it's everywhere. It's like when you legalize that, it's like in the 80s. It's worse than in the 80s when there were video game arcades, and then there were video stores that rented VHS and beta. It's worse than that. I must have seen thousands of those places.
It'll be no different than my home state here, Colorado.
Oh, is it legal there too?
Oh gosh, we were the first state to legalize it.
Oh, that's right. Did it happen the same way? Was everywhere the stores?
But then it kind of cut back. You had a bunch of too much competition kind of kicked
probably
in.
Rubbed out the competition.
Yeah, so I don't know. It doesn't. To be honest, it doesn't bother me.
Well, it just looks a little sleazy. Just seeing marijuana leaves everywhere on signs. But yeah, Oklahoma's. Oh, I said, but yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I'll let you know what that convention's like. But
you ought to film it too,
Yeah,
I like watching films at conventions. Since
I do too. It makes
Yeah.
me feel like I'm there, even though I can't go and I can't buy stuff there. It makes me feel good to see somebody else flipping through the books and checking out all the wall books and everything like that.
There's this one guy online that films conventions, and then he does voiceovers where he talks about this guy's prices were outrageous. Then he goes back to the convention and is like, "Why are these people being mean to me?"
Well, I think you're talking about Sticky Goose, right?
Yes,
I was trying not to say his name, but
Jimbo, when you said you had to film it, I immediately thought of that guy. I'm like, well, geez, I don't want to piss anybody off. You know?
Right.
Well, just ask them first, and don't criticize them, and don't wear the camera on your chest. It's like, why are all these comic stores kicking me out? He must be famous. I don't know. I thought I discovered him.
Yeah, he caught a lot of flack. He in one store, didn't he like try to buy some comics from somebody in the store or sell comics?
He's trying to sell them to.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it's like, dude, at least wait till you get out to the parking lot, before you do that. But
usually that's like kids trying to sell Pokemon cards to someone else, and then the owner gets real mad. But usually not a grown adult doing stuff like that. Oh well.
There's another guy, Erod212. I think he does a lot of cons and stuff that he goes to, little smaller cons up in New York and around that area. And he does a pretty good job of just showing. And it's usually him just showing the con and the books and music in the background, so it's not too bad. I watch those sometimes. The
stuff you're selling, Jimbo, are you going to be selling any jungle monster horror? Any?
No, I usually I don't have that much duplicates on a lot of that store stuff like that. It's mostly like superhero stuff from Bronze Age and things like that, that I have duplicates of, and there's a little bit of Silver Age and stuff, but it's just duplicates, and I keep the best one for myself, of course, and I'll take the other one and I'll sell it and stuff,
Well, I might be interested in some of that stuff.
Okay.
Maybe some live stream you can kind of
I will, maybe I can get with you this weekend or something if you're on, and try to get on with you, and I'll break some of that out and show you. And,
maybe this weekend. I think I've got enough hours left on StreamYard where I could do that, and maybe not a real long live stream, because I got to budget my hours where I can still do. Michael will come back week after next. I think it's the 13th. But I think I'm gonna do one more week for him.
Awesome.
So I think people are getting sick of me because there's not many.
Oh no, I think you've done a great job, man. I really appreciate you doing it and stuff, and somebody being here to do it. Because it's a great show and kind of a tradition on Wednesday night. I always look forward to doing it on Wednesday and stuff, because you get to see all these great books and hear everybody talking about the books and things that they've got. And
I was first thinking, I don't know, but then it's like if people get out of the habit of coming on Wednesday, then Micah returns and like everyone's forgotten. So I thought maybe we should just keep it going, and then but I'm his did you see his commercial, his $6 million man return commercial?
No, I did not see that.
Go to his account.
It's good.
I probably maybe I should just show it here real quick because I can.
Did he do it on YouTube or was it on?
I'll just show it now, and then we'll close because I think that would be appropriate to have a commercial.
Awesome.
For his return.
And Ken, I'm going to pop off now because
my wife
take care. Dinner ready at 8:00 Denver time, which is
all right.
Oh yeah, definitely that's important.
Dave, take care of yourself, buddy.
Everybody out there, take care.
See you, bud.
Bye.
Good night.
Let's see. Can you hear that sound?
I heard something.
Like music? Okay.
Sound like sci-fi music or something to me.
Yeah, I hope that not.
Okay, you muted yourself then. You're muted right now. Or I'm muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I think it was an internet issue.
Okay.
It said your browser has lost connection to your mic. What?
Okay, you're good now. I can hear you now.
Okay. I just can't see anything. It's like weird's going on here. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll get this working.
Mine does that sometimes.
I think it's because I opened another window and it overwhelmed my internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's because I didn't feed the hamster that's turning the wheel.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
I can't see a thing now. Are you seeing it?
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, okay.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
1 minute. Someone's keying their microphone. Okay, stand by for systems. Okay.
Oh, we lost it. Well, I guess Ken is gone. On behalf of all the other 4-color fossils, I'd like to say thank you guys for tuning in. Come back next Wednesday and you'll get to see more great stuff like this. Take care of yourselves. See you then.
Bye.
Oh, he's back. He's
I
back.
don't know what's going on, man. My internet's. I'll see you later.
Okay. Have a good week. I'll see you Wednesday.
Bye.
Take care.
Graphic Man, a 4-color fossil barely alive. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We'll charge his insurance and make the world's first bionic man. Micah Colston will be that man. Better than he was before. Better. Stronger. But not really faster.
All right, so that's sorry I messed that up. My internet was acting screwy, but that you can see that full, complete commercial on Graphic Man's channel. And So next week would be what, the 7th, maybe? That'll be my last attempt at hosting, and then he'll be back the 13th, which is week after this. Anyway, stay safe and put on those masks because there's a new variant. It's so frightening. I'm terrified personally, but I'll be seeing you guys. End broadcast.